Hey there, welcome to Race the Sun. That's what we're going to do today. Race the Sun is a game I've been wanting to look at for a little while, waiting for the level design contest, as you can see here, to kind of get going. And we're just going to kind of get right into this one because it's fairly simple but very addicting. So as you can see right now, the main mode is Race the Sun. Steer your solar craft towards the sunset, avoid shadows and darkness, and maximize points. That sums it right up for you, so let's just get into it. Actually, I'm going to show one thing first. These. What do these look like? Unity presets. Yep, it's a Unity game. So there's not a lot of graphics options, but there's enough. I just really wanted to show that off to say that this is a game made in Unity, and it's a pretty good one, so here we go. You will recognize the concept immediately, I think. As you can see, I have a ship. I'm moving quite quickly through this place, which is a fairly abstract-looking world. A universe made of normals. It's a very interesting graphic style. I would call it Spartan. Minimalist, you know? I would also say it's very representative. What exactly are these things I'm avoiding? It's kind of up to you to decide, really. I kind of see those as like shrubs or plant life. I see myself going through right now like a sort of destroyed castle grounds or something like that. But that's all very much up to interpretation, and what it really comes down to is it doesn't so much matter. It's cool to just think of it however you wish. So here we are right now. This is Race the Sun, and you might recognize this concept as being around for quite some time. This was popular around 6 or 7 years ago on games, well, on platforms like iOS, as kind of a precursor to what's known today as the Infinite Runner. This is the kind of infinite flyer. There are all kinds of games that have kind of done this. This does it in a very interesting way. This is actually, as you may guess, if I hit any of these things, I die immediately. I can bump things on the side, but if I run headlong into something, it will kill me. And the goal is for me to get through as many of these levels as I can, whilst collecting all of these tries to maximize my points, those blue triangles. I've unlocked these portals, which we'll talk about in a minute, that allow me to go to a different region, in this case the Void. These can sometimes take you to user-generated worlds, something they're going to add soon, and again, that's something we'll talk about later. But this allows you to take a bit of a break from the main world and experience something a bit different. So basically, this is a little bit difficult to do while I'm talking, but the goal is for me to just get through this as long as I can, and it will go on infinitely. You can't beat the game, per se, and just get as much points as possible until I inevitably reach a difficulty that kind of gets me and I crash, and then I start over and do it all again. And that's the game. It's this very simple concept with a very interesting art style that's executed very well because it's very smooth. It's very easy to control. It's just 3 buttons, left and right and space for your action, which in my case is jump. So we'll talk a bit more about the customization and stuff in a few, but for right now, I'm just going to go as long as I can. You also, as you might have noticed earlier, have a barrel roll that you can do, which is a bit difficult. You have to go in one direction for long enough for your wings to start sparking like that, and then press in the other direction, you can do a barrel roll. So as you progress through the regions that will go on infinitely, they get more and more difficult. The obstacles get more dynamic, they move, they get more plentiful, and more complex in their patterns of movement and things. So there are various power-ups that you might see. Right now I have this, the shield that's going to allow me to survive one hit. But that's it. Next time I crash into something, I'm done for. If I hadn't picked up that shield, that would have been the end of my run, but oh god. So, like I said, the graphic style is very Spartan, very representative, but very interesting because it allows you to kind of see whatever you want. Like, these are kind of skyscraper-ish, possibly. Those are blimps, dirigibles, cars, you know, you can kind of decide by yourself. Now, I'm actually doing alright, but I hit something there, which made that run not quite as perfect and reduced my score multiplier. Now, a lot of these symbols and things you're seeing are actually unlocks, and again, all of this is going to be talked about when I lose, inevitably. So, Region 4, oh gosh, I hate these, like, ball-shaped things. They're just a nightmare to deal with sometimes. Oh god. Now as you can see, I am quite... Oh, that's it for me. I'm quite literally racing the sun. It's going down in the sky, and eventually I'll run out of daylight. And when I run out of daylight or get in the shadow for too long, I lose, because my craft is solar powered, so... You have a level, and these are all different challenges. The first challenge will unlock one tick towards the next level, and it's usually something fairly easy that you'll get just by playing. In this case, I just have to keep traveling while in the air. The second one that will give you 2 blips towards the next level is something a bit more difficult that you're going to have to try for a fair bit. And the third one is something that's quite difficult that you're really going to have to work towards. In this case, I have to go through 2 regions in one run and only turn left. That's very hard for me. I've done it by only turning right through 2 regions, but I didn't have to do those consecutively. I did it through 2 separate runs, so this is quite difficult, but you can configure your ship. You get these unlocks as you level up that allow you to do different things. So magnet is nice. It allows me to get those tries and bonuses and stuff from a bit farther away, so I have a bit more margin for error. And I've also got this jump storage thing, which allows me to store 2 jumps at a time. There's also this battery that allows me to survive longer, and this whole portal storage thing, which, as you saw, that purple shield. This will allow me to store 2 of them, but I find so few of them that I don't see this as really useful right now. And I have yet to unlock the last one. So you've got your stats, and you've also got these decals, which you unlock to put on your wing here. There's quite a few of them, but right now I'm using this one because I like it. And again, it's just cosmetic stuff you unlock. So every time you level up, you'll actually unlock more mechanics. So when the game starts off, when you're level 1, it's actually quite simple. We're going to do another run. There's not a lot to it at first. You just move left and right and collect tries. And you get these boosts eventually at a low level that make you go a bit faster and help reverse the sun up into the sky a bit so that you can gain more time. If you don't collect those at all, you'll eventually lose because the sun is faster than you. And again, you're going to lose eventually, whether you crash or whether you run out of sunlight. You will eventually stop, but the goal is to go for as long as you possibly can in each run while also trying to complete those bonuses you saw to continue leveling up. So I can level up if I travel through the air quite a bit, and also I noticed, I remember the other one was to get a 20 times multiplier, so we're gonna go for that. This whole multiplier thing is also one of the things that's unlocked eventually. You don't even start with the ability to actually get those multipliers. Jumps aren't something you start with. These sort of attachments you can put on your ship. These are all mechanics that are unlocked as you level, which is a really interesting way to do the progression system. That basically means that the game gets more difficult and more complicated the longer you actually go. Which is, again, a pretty neat way to do difficulty. It makes it to where the game starts off just as Spartan as its graphic style really balls, and gets just a bit harder as you get more used to the game and continue to level yourself up. That's cool. I like that. And these levels pretty much extend infinitely in the left and right, so if you find yourself kind of veering to the left or to the right a lot more, the exact landscape you're going through will change. And one of the most interesting aspects of this game is that the Race the Sun mode, the sort of main mode, actually changes every day. So every 24 hours, as long as you're connected to Steam, it will have a different randomly generated infinite stage progression. So every 24 hours, these stages that you see me going through right now, they will change. They'll have different obstacles, they'll be laid out differently. Each region will continue to be there and get more difficult as it goes, but the exact layout and types of obstacles and placement of portals once you unlock them and things like that is all going to change. Ah! Uh-oh, yeah. As you can see, going in shadow slows me down, so I want to stay out of shadow as much as I possibly can. Okay. And the sense of speed is really impressive in this game, especially when you hit those boosts like that, and you see all of these various abstract obstacles flying by you. It makes for a pretty neat experience. I gotta say, I mean, there are lots of sort of flash games and mobile games and things that do this sort of thing, but this game does it in a way that's unique enough, in my opinion, to warrant its price tag. It's a pretty cheap game. So it's not really expensive. I'll link you, of course, as I always do, in the description to the Steam page. Oh, I missed that shield. That sucks. But what you're seeing is the game. You know, this is what you get. And again, these stages are going to change every day. The challenges continue to get more difficult and offer you new sort of heights to reach for. And as you, of course, go, you will continue to unlock more and more forms of complexity in the game that make it so where, as you're playing it more often and getting used to how it works, it's going to continue to make it more difficult and more complicated for you. I like that. So there's another aspect I wish to show you. Oh god, don't get, oh crap. Oh no, I can't see, I'm gonna crash, Yep. Hitting those nuclear explosions is not good. So there we go, I leveled up. Level 16, a pickup. Huh, that allows me to warp to the end of the region. That's a new thing. So again, new mechanics being unlocked as I level. And also a new decal, which is pretty nice. So let's go back to the main menu. Eventually you'll unlock this, Apocalypse Mode, which is an extremely difficult version of the day's stages. And again, every 24 hours this will randomize. So let's try this. I'm probably not going to last like 10 seconds, but here we go. What? Well, there goes that. Yep, that's Apocalypse for you. Alright, let's try that again. So, an interesting thing about the graphic style is that it's so representative that basically even something as subtle as the color of the sky changing actually gives the entire level a different air, a completely different feeling, which I like. I mean, again, I'm into game theory a lot, so small things like that make a big difference to me. They're really interesting. I missed that portal. But it's a cool little feature that even something so simple as changing the color palette of the level gives it, what? A completely different feel. Yeah, that is difficult. And it even tells you when this world is going to change, so... One more thing to look at, there is Steam Workshop support, as I mentioned. There's user-generated levels, and these are cool. These can be one region long, or they could have designed, 10 regions, and they could go on for freaking ever, so that's cool. Let's try this. So you can go on the workshop and download all kinds of user-generated levels and try them out. And right now, let's try one of these. Let's see overdose.exe. Oh god, the color scheme in this looks interesting. Let's try it. As you can see, even your ship looks different. That's cool because, again, it gives a completely unique feeling to each and every level. I like that. The level creation tools that they've included with this game are quite powerful and allow you to create all kinds of stuff. I've seen one that's like a foggy sort of castle level with huge swords and halberds and stuff everywhere sticking in the ground. I can't read those messages or I'll die. And this one is like a weird sort of almost junk field strewn with abstract, what I would see as like pieces of scrap or something. Crap. But yeah, I mean, that's the game. It's simple, but it's very challenging and very fun. So, I mean, I like it. I think it's neat. Let's try this again here. Is it enough for you to provide the, the price? Does it provide enough content for the price they're asking? Well, I mean, that's going to be up to you, really. But to me, it's very interesting, and it's neat enough to where I think the price is quite fair. And with the longevity provided by workshop support, and the capabilities of people just generating all kinds of levels, and even them saying, hey, there's a contest to see who can design some of the coolest stuff, that means that the game is going to be active for quite a long time, and is probably going to provide you with a very good amount of content, as long as you're willing to, balls, to seek it out. So there you go, folks. This has been Race the Sun. It is a fairly simple, cheap, and cheerful game, available right now on Steam. And try it out. I mean, there's a lot to it. There's enough to it to say that I recommend it. It's fun. And although this concept is not what you would call new, it's still done very well. So there you go, everyone. I hope you give it a look, because it's a revival, I suppose, of a concept that evolved into something else recently. And going back to kind of its roots in a unique way. So here you go, Race the Sun. Thank you for watching, everyone. and I'll see you next time.